I'm Ryan.
And this is
Razz My Berry Reviews. And we've decided to kick off the year with a movie that you wanted to review after watching it. The movie was...
It's called Upgrade.
And I deleted the tweet not that too long ago because honestly we tried recording a little bit, but we weren't really sure. We kind of felt we were like inconsistent, but now we're going to try again. This time we're going to nail it, right?
Right.
Okay. So, with that being said, spoilers as always. So click away if you do not want to be spoiled if you have not seen Upgrade yet, which came out last year. Mm-hmm. So, we're going to start off with our initial thoughts of the film. Crystal, since you wanted to do this review, take it away.
My initial thoughts, I was very entertained by it, even though it was considered a low-budget film. It has some flaws here and there, but overall, I thoroughly enjoyed it. There was a lot of gore that I was surprised about, but after doing some research, the person who directed it is notorious for something like this.
Yes. He's known for doing kind of a bit of gory stuff.
It did.
At least from what I've heard.
Yeah, at least from what we heard. It did surprise me overall. Yeah, I did enjoy it. How about you?
My initial thoughts, I really liked the premise of the movie. I'm always up for a good revenge story, honestly. Sometimes the problem with revenge stories, though, it can be a bit predictable, and this one was kind of predictable. But again, a lot of revenge films, for me, after you've seen one, you feel like after you've seen one revenge film, you see it all. But there's an argument to there where it doesn't feel like that's an accurate statement anymore, because every film is different. But like this one, for me, it was still predictable, but it was still fun predictable. You know, you still had fun along the way, even though for me, I was able to predict certain parts that were going to happen in the film.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I was still pretty entertained by it, but again, it wasn't perfect, but no film is. But I'd say it was a pretty much enjoyable experience. There's nothing about this film that made me go, oh, okay, I don't want to watch anymore. Like, I stuck all the way in, and usually that's what I do with movies, but there was no point in this movie. It was like, when is this movie over? But yeah, so kind of give you a little bit of that range, and we'll get that when we do our final verdict. So now let's go into what did we like about the film?
I like the action scenes as well as the cameras.
The camera work?
Yes.
Yes, the cinematography was very well done. The highlight for me, my favorite part of the whole movie, was the camera work with the action scenes. And because in this movie, and let's get a little bit of the story to kind of help why we love the camera work and action scenes so much. So the movie's about a character named Gray, whose wife is murdered, and he becomes a quadriplegic by the murderers. And now he's given a chip called STEM, which gave him the ability to once again move his arms and legs. But not only that, this STEM got its own intelligence in it. It speaks to our character Gray, and then we get to we see the two characters interact with each other, where it's kind of like Venom. Yeah. It feels a lot like Venom, which now, after seeing it, I see why so many people compared that movie to Venom.
Yes, of course.
So there's a lot of similar chemistry in there. Some people say this movie did a lot better at that chemistry than Venom did. I honestly felt like, it's pretty even. I don't say I like one more than the other. I kind of like Venom a little more because I know that character and I know the history of that. But it was fun, because that was the other element about the film that was really good, was it was more funny than I thought it was going to be. Yeah. But going back on the story, the basic, now this guy, now that he can move again, and the police are having a really terrible time finding the killers. Yes. And which adds to the motivation of our character, because they're in a world where it's very futuristic. They have self-driving cars,
police drones
that scan the entire area, the tooth thing implant, right?
Tooth
implants.
implant, as well as military tattoos that can be recognized, as well as facial recognition in the police drones.
But yeah, so the thing that I really like about was Logan. Logan, I can't remember his last name, but that's the actor who played Gray. Did a very great job of selling the emotion of the character.
As a quadriplegic.
As a quadriplegic, he sells. We get to know him as why he is in this world of so much technology and where everything is done for you. Where apparently you can print pizza instead of making it yourself, because that's too much work, as his wife put it. This is a character who doesn't care for all that. He likes to get his hands dirty. So seeing him, in the short amount of time, we get that very well established right away. A bit rushed maybe, but we get right away that this guy now has suffered a lot in a short amount of time. He's lost his wife. He can no longer move, and the police are not being able to bring these guys to justice. Yeah. So once he is able to move again, thanks to the help of STEM, and STEM even being able to do some detective work through his body, because
access the web and video from...
and noticing things that he didn't notice as well.
Yes.
It's it's part of his brain now, and it's like the character Aaron, who gave him the STEM thing on his spine, was doing it. It was enhancing his brain, just like Aaron said that it would. Though apparently, at least at the time, because at the beginning, Aaron didn't tell him that it was going to talk to him. So yeah, going back to at the beginning now, where I said the action and the camera work. So now that he's able to move again, STEM is actually able, with Gray's permission, to take over his body. And so that was like, we're gonna go ahead and say our favorite part. My favorite part, anyway. I don't know if it was your favorite part, but my favorite part was that opening fight scene, the very first fight scene we got.
Oh yeah, I love that one too.
So is that your favorite part too?
Yes.
We'll go ahead and get our favorite parts in. But yeah, that opening fight, like that beginning fight scene, the first one since STEM joined with him.
Again, with the camera work.
The camera work made that scene so good, because Gray's getting his butt whooped, and then he's like, I can help. He's getting choked out. He's gonna pass out. He's gonna die at any point. And it's like, I can take care of this for you. It's like,
with your permission.
But I need your permission. Permission granted. And then immediately, turns the tide, gets it.
You can tell kind of he has more robotic moves.
Yes, and that's what helps the camera work, right?
Yes.
The body movement felt very robotic, but the camera work also enhanced that, and I loved that.
Yes.
And even in the further fight scenes, even though this was pretty much, the final fight scene is pretty darn good, but like this really catches you right off the bat. It hooks you. This was the point in the film where I was instantly hooked. I was hooked through the beginning too, but this is where it really kicks it up a notch. Yeah,
it kicks it up, and then it kind of pulls back a moment, and then...
But yeah, just the robotic movement, and Gray just the actor, Logan, selling that, oh my gosh, and he's like slapping him with plates, glats, and he's like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, STEM is doing it, he's trying to tell the other guy, please stay down.
Yeah, he's telling him, please stay down, because he's like, I'm afraid what else STEM is going to do to you. Which
didn't end well.
No, it didn't end well for him, but just seeing that, and that's kind of where the body horror element comes in, because this is a sci-fi body horror, as we went and did research on it. But yeah, no, that was the best part of the film. That was what made me really like it.
And it kind of goes into the theme of, with how much technology has advanced, how much you're willing to allow
technology to do things for you instead of doing it yourself. Yes. And the end also sells that point very well. Which we'll get to in a moment. But yeah, the setting, the character, the main character I felt was pretty good. How did we feel about our antagonists, our murderers, the reason why he wants revenge in the first place?
I thought it was someone else originally, and then when it turned out to be Aaron. Which,
that was, again, like I said earlier, predictability. I knew, as soon as we met Aaron in this first scene, I was like, this guy's going to be the villain, isn't he? And I was right.
To a degree.
to a degree, which we'll get to. But yeah, that was the thing where the predictability bothered me, but I was like, I was fine with it. Mm-hmm. You know, I knew it was going to happen, but, you know, it still worked. The other characters were okay. Mm-hmm. There wasn't really something that really screamed out fantastic villain, best villain of the year kind of thing.
Yeah.
Fisk, which I laughed about because
yes.
the ringleader of the group of 4 people who were there the night Gray's wife was murdered. He seemed to be the ringleader, and honestly, I wasn't too impressed with him. His fighting was pretty awesome, though.
Yes.
In that final fight scene, because Stem's like, I'm unable to predict. I cannot land a hit on him.
Like he was playing defense, pretty much.
Yeah, basically. But that was really good fight choreography, and I really liked that. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that first scene, I think, was still like that first fight scene was the best part.
Yeah.
Of the movie. In fact, that's what they used for the trailer, and that's why you and I wanted to see it in the first place.
Exactly.
But yeah, anything else positive side wise?
I don't think so. For the most part, like again, the action was really good. I thought the story it was predictable in a sense. Mm-hmm. But I was shocked by the ending. But I will agree with the mass in regards to it's kind of weak. Yeah. How it left, you know, weak instead of really strong. Yeah.
So. But so now let's get to the negatives parts. Pacing. I mean,
pacing was
the beginning
okay.
The pacing overall was fine. Yeah. It was the beginning like it pretty much wants you to get right off the bat like, okay, these two apparently really love each other, and you know they're happy and married couple. But, I mean, there wasn't too much development of, like, why we should care so much about... I mean, it sucks to see someone you love, you lose them. I mean, and that's what usually helps, like, it doesn't feel that rushed kind of thing. When these kind of revenge stories, it can happen at any point. The point of where the character wants revenge can happen very quickly in these kind of films. And, you know, I thought that was fine. I just felt I kind of would have liked maybe a little more of that relationship building between the two where we feel even more bad for the guy. Yeah. I mean, I still felt bad for the guy, but I feel like... let me compare it to, like, Thomas Jane's Punisher. Mm-hmm. That, I felt, it gave us more of a reason why Frank Castle was, you know, very upset about losing his family and the connection he had with his family. It did more building in that movie. Yeah. Though, to be fair, I also have the background knowledge of what happened. Frank, but I digress. So there was that. I kind of felt like the relationship building could have been a little more there. Mm-hmm. But it was obvious, and that was what, again, that adds to the performance of Logan, who played Gray. I really loved his performance.
I did too. It was very good.
He did a phenomenal job, but my problem, this is where the negative is, I just felt like the beginning kind of race to the point where, oh, here we are. This is where we're going to get to the revenge.
And then, of course, the ending.
Yes, the ending was the other thing. I mean, and again, this is all just my opinion. If you don't agree with it, I'm sorry. But that's your right. Anyway, yeah, the ending I did not like. So, let's go ahead and say the ending. We already said spoilers. So, it turns out it wasn't just Aaron who was really behind it. The main ringleader...
was Stem. Who somehow, you know, controlled Aaron in a way. Because he made it sound like that.
It seems like the way it sounded was like Aaron had some kind of upgrade of himself. Yeah. And now Stem is the one telling him what to do. Yes. And he basically arranged everything. Stem hacked the car that crashed.
He basically picked...
Mm-hmm. He picked Gray because Gray had, out of apparently all the people in that entire area, have he not had any cybernetic upgrades at all.
Which is very surprising.
Very surprising indeed. But yeah, so in Stem wanted Gray because he said in order for me to get to my full potential, I needed a body with no enhancements in it, and you were the only one. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I felt like that kind of twist was a little weak. a bit. But yeah, I felt like the twist... I mean, it was a good twist, I felt like, because I didn't really see that coming. I thought it was going to go for this, the typical ending, which I give... As much as I might not like it, and I personally think it's a bit... I mean, I guess I can't really count it as a flaw of the film, because it's doing something different, which I always will applaud.
Which I was surprised at it too, but then like going back and thinking about it, it's just like, okay, but then again, how did he, actually get a hold of Aaron, saying we need to do this,
yes. Because, I mean, Aaron, we're led to believe that Aaron created STEM, so did he really create STEM, or did STEM create himself? Like, that, I mean, that led to questions for me.
Well, STEM then killed Aaron because Aaron can
make another one.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's the thing. That's the thing. The ending leaves questions, and as far as I can tell, we're not going to get a sequel. And that's what bothers me. I mean, I can't really discredit the film we got because of that, but I feel like we need a sequel to see what happens after this.
I kind of agree. Like, I wouldn't mind a sequel.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like it opens to a sequel, but as a standalone story, the ending just leaves so many questions for me that it bothers me quite a bit.
Yeah.
I'll admit I have a bit of a bias with endings that end with the villain winning, because I prefer the good guy to win. But I mean, again, I applaud films that try something different. So having the villain win this time, and also it kind of goes along with the theme as well, of how much are you willing to give up, and let somebody else do something for you. In this case, technology. How much are you willing to let technology run your life, kind of thing. Oh yeah. And the twist definitely works with that theme. For me, my personal taste, I didn't like that too much. Yeah. But I won't use that to discredit the film. Because the film, I mean, overall was very good, in my opinion. Oh, yeah. Any other flaws? I mean, we kind of back and forth of of what we didn't like and flaws to what we liked.
I think we pretty much covered it, unless someone else comments saying something.
I mean, I'd be very interested to see anybody who's seen this movie comment and talk to. I know a particular friend of ours who has seen this film and actually put this as his number one film in 2018. Producer Richard from the Dr. DC podcast. Nice. He really liked this film, and kudos to him for loving it, and I'm glad that he really liked it.
I like it just as much.
And maybe I do, and maybe I should talk to Richard. Maybe he can help kind of things with that. I would like to get more out of his opinion other than what I've heard from the podcast. But yeah.
Should we give her a rating?
Well, first we got to get to Twitter. Nobody, which I deleted the tweet of the announcement because again we weren't sure that we were going to go through with it. Yeah. But then we decided, what the heck, we decided we were going to do it. To heck with the tweet. Maybe no one even saw it. Who knows? But nobody did tweet us back on that. So, but I did find some tweets of some other people's opinions on it. So we're going to take a quick look at those, and then we will get to our final verdicts for the film. Okay, so our first one comes from Warren Badinsky. Wow. Anyway, I'm sorry. Finally managed to watch #upgrade now that it's out on DVD. At Lee Wanell CF. Made an awesome movie. Would have been in my top 5 of the last year if I'd gone to see it then. You should go watch it, guys. Shame no extras on the home release, though. That was the thing, yeah. When we rented it, no, I was really surprised there was no extras.
I know. I would have been like, if there were some bloopers on it, be like, oh, let's watch those. But there was nothing.
Yeah, maybe they couldn't afford it. I don't know. Yeah. But yeah, no, I would agree. I mean, it's an awesome movie. I mean, I'm glad that he really enjoyed it. That he thought it was awesome. Would have put it in the top 5. I mean, there was a lot of people who really liked this movie, and with that, and of course, we already did want to see it. We just never got a chance to see it either. Yeah. But now we finally got the chance to watch it. I mean, it's a really good movie. It's just not as great as would have liked. I mean, the ending kind of, I will admit, ruined it a bit for me.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I just feel like I can't fault it for trying to do something different.
Yeah.
So it just doesn't feel fair. But anyway, now we can go to Grant. Go ahead and read his.
Okay. He says, #Upgrade is a really fun and cool sci-fi film full of good action and humor. I'd recommend it if you're looking for a good time. What else is there to do on a Friday night?
We actually watched it last night. That would be Saturday night.
Correct.
Yeah, we watched it Saturday night. But yeah, no, I mean, it was good. That was the thing. I liked the action and the surprising humor in it. The chemistry between the chemistry between Gray and Stem was pretty solid, and I liked that. So, let's now go to X-Hummed.
I think so.
At 3X Hummed. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing it. I probably am. Upgrade, Netflix future / cyberpunk / action movie. A very good movie. Super cool fight scenes, ecstatic, crazy camera angles, and a powerful electronic soundtrack. 7 out of 10. That's a fair score, I'd say.
That is a very fair score,
But yeah, no, it was really, I'll say it's very good. Just maybe not as good as I would hope. I don't know. I don't know. We'll get to that with final verdicts. Let's get to our last tweet.
This is from Anthony Shannon. Enjoyed the truly fantastic #Upgrade. It's highly imaginative fantasy thriller that equal parts Iron Man, Jason Bourne, and RoboCop, with more than a hint of revenge movies like Old Boy. Further proof the wildly talented Logan Marshall Green should be a bigger star than he is.
Yeah, I mean, again, that was the strongest point of this film, honestly, was Logan Marshall Green. His performance as Gray. That's why, like, even though the ending kind of bugged me a bit, the performance of him was, I mean, if I could rate the movie on just his performance, I would give it a 5. Just on his performance alone.
Oh, yeah.
Because it was really good, in my opinion. Now that was the last of the tweets, so now we can get to final verdicts. Crystal, what would you give this film?
I would give this film 4 out of 5.
That's funny, because I would also give it a 4 out of 5, giving us a total of 8 out of 10. And, I mean, because, yeah, like I said, it's good. It's a good movie. As much as I don't like the ending, I just, I may not have liked the ending, but I have to acknowledge that this is a fantastic film. And, there are certain things that have ruined movies for other people. You have to, like, certain endings have ruined a whole movie for people.
Yes.
And making it, like, their ratings for it go way down plummeting. The ending, as much as a personal taste for me that I didn't like it, I still think it was good. And I have to applaud for trying something different. The thing that bothers me is that we're not getting a sequel. I really kind of want a sequel. Because I feel like a sequel could help maybe make me like it. And maybe I need to watch the movie again. I'm sure once I watch it, maybe with multiple viewings, I'm sure my rating will probably go up. Because, first, this is just our first time seeing it.
Yeah.
And, I feel like this kind of movie kind of needs a bit of a repeat viewing just to maybe try to get more into it, maybe look for things we didn't notice before, maybe things that would help, just like what I did with Batman v Superman Ultimate Edition Dawn of Justice, because at first I liked the movie, but there were so many things that bothered me about that movie, but then I repeated watching it and then I liked it even more. And maybe this is one of those movies that I just need to repeat watch, because I will say, great film. Go find it at Redbox, rent it at, if there's any video stores that, like, for us, there's a Family Video, or just go to your library and check it out, because I think it's worth at least a watch, so, because there's a lot of good elements about it.
Oh, yeah.
With that being said, if you liked the video, click like at the bottom. If you want to see more of our content, please feel free to subscribe. Click on the bell so you will be notified, hopefully, when our new videos are coming out. We are also on Twitter. You can follow us at RMB Reviews. You can find us on Facebook and like us there. And I believe I've sold myself enough. Maybe. Definitely check out some of our future videos. We're going to be releasing some videos of Godzilla movies, because that movie's coming up. That is later in May, which I'm very looking forward to. So I'm going to be reviewing a few Godzilla films as we get closer to the date.
Yes.
With that being said, bye!
Bye!